Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte. Guys, we're taking a look today at a big free agency day here for the expansion Seattle Kraken. We'll be taking a look at them in this video. So we're going to take a look at the lesser news here on this big free agency day for the Kraken, signing Alexander Wennberg to a 3-year, $4.5 million per season contract. Alexander Wennberg is a pretty good player. I mean, obviously things didn't work out with the Blue Jackets, a former top 15 draft pick of the Blue Jackets in the first round a couple years back. Didn't really work out. He goes to the Florida Panthers, actually put together a pretty good campaign with the Panthers. Obviously, things didn't work out there in Florida as they seem to be looking at guys like Sam Reinhart and going in a different direction in terms of their center and their forward core. So that meant Alexander Wennberg was available in free agency, and the 26-year-old has had some pretty good seasons. Again, at $4.5 million per season, this could be a little bit of a higher cap hit, but only a 3-year deal. It doesn't hurt the Seattle Kraken to do that, and still with $15 million in cap space, it's not that huge of a loss right now for the Kraken. Now we start to get into two of the bigger moves that we saw from the Kraken. It was confirmed this morning. We heard these rumors the last couple of days that Jaden Schwartz had been talking to the Seattle Kraken. The 29-year-old winger signed a 5-year, $5.5 million per season deal to sign with Seattle. This is a huge addition to that scoring group up front, and there was some questions about really where is the scoring on this team. Guys like Wenberg and Jaden Schwartz will definitely feature in that top 6. Jaden Schwartz, probably a top-line left winger, and Alexander Wennberg could potentially be the first-line center of this team, depending on what they do with Anthony Sorrell, depending on what they do with Yanni Gourde. So now you're looking at a pretty solid top 6, at least competitive. You know, you have guys like Jaden Schwartz now, Alex Wennberg, Yanni Gourde, Jordan Eberle, and I think there's more to still be had. I don't think the Kraken are done yet. At $15 million in cap space, I don't think they're done yet. You still have a guy like Donskoy. Maybe Jared McCann could jump in that top 6. But there's still a guy that needs to be there. Maybe Matt Beniers ends up being that guy making the roster and being a top 6 forward. And then obviously the big one for the Seattle Kraken, kind of a head scratcher, as they now have 4 goaltenders that are legitimate goaltenders in their system as they sign 29-year-old goaltender Philipp Grubauer to a $5.9 million per season contract for the next 6 years with the Seattle Kraken. This one was very interesting. It seemed like Grubauer would go back to the Colorado Avalanche. And really, it seems like it came down to $900K per year, as the Colorado Avalanche were sold and set on giving him a 6-year, $30 million contract, which would have meant $5 million per season. Philipp Grubauer took the money and ran, and that may not, that may be a good thing now. But depending on where things go with the Kraken over the next 6 years, Grubauer is invested now with the Seattle Kraken. He had some injury issues this season, which does raise a little bit of an alarm. And the true fact is the Colorado Avalanche just do not have the salary cap space to keep Philipp Grubauer at 5.9. Now again, could they have moved somebody else out? Absolutely. That could have definitely been on the table. But the problem is you have to, you've signed Landeskog, which we'll get to that in a second. But that is something that definitely, again, I don't want to make this about the Avalanche, but Grubauer was not going to be there at 5.9 per year in Colorado. They have too many big contracts that have to be signed. So the Seattle Kraken benefit from that. And again, that cap space that they saved in the expansion draft, not picking these big contract guys, now they're able to go into free agency and pick whatever they want. And especially with everything that's happened over the past couple years with a flat salary cap and buyouts and all this stuff, the Seattle Kraken were able to make bank off of it. So a pretty big free agency so far for the Seattle Kraken. I'm not saying it's done. Don't be surprised if they make more moves with over $15 million in cap space. But just to recap, they add top 6 scorers, Alexander Wennberg and Jaden Schwartz, and in between the pipes, now you have Philipp Grubauer. So does that mean we see potentially a guy like Joey Daccord stay in the system, and then they maybe move out a guy like Chris Driedger, who they just signed? What is the goal here? Because you have 4 legitimate goaltenders that can play. So somebody's got to move. Is it Chris Drieger? Is it Joey Decord? Is it Vitek Vanacek? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.